Hello, good morning. My name is Agnieszka Gerling, and this is Jeff Sekovich. We are program managers in Azure Active Directory, and our session today is called Connect Your Workforce to All the Apps They Need with Azure Active Directory. So let's start with picture. Like managing applications in the context of identity is really hard. It involves ensuring security, manageability, compliance, productivity, good support for your users. And identity is really at the core of these requests. And you probably find yourselves kind of like, here, being pummeled by waves. But the reality of the business is that it's dynamic. So the waves keep on coming. And our goal is to help you be like that guy there. Like, he has a strong foundation from which to withstand the waves and be able to support the requirements of the business. So over the last several years, we've been talking to customers about what's important in the context of managing applications with identity. And we keep hearing these themes around it's important to manage risks. It's important to be able to secure the application ecosystem. Secondly, compliance requirements are also top of mind. Also, reducing costs related to running applications, and that might include cost of licenses, cost of running on-prem infrastructure to support applications that run on premises, as well as support costs related to user requests for support when trying to run applications. And then last but not least, of course, applications are very central to user productivity, so figuring out how to get the right apps and access to those apps in the hands of the right users. So what we'll cover today, we'll start with what does it mean for you to use Azure Active Directory as one control plane for all the applications that are key to your business. We'll show you how you can discover applications that are eligible for integration with Azure AD, and then how to perform those integrations easily. Then we'll cover also how to empower users to use those applications in a secure fashion, and then in general, how to secure your app ecosystem, and then how to manage that app ecosystem effectively. So let's start with, what does it mean for Azure AD to be one control plane for all the apps that are important in your business? It's a really dynamic picture. Apps these days come from everywhere. They can come from the cloud as well as on-premises. And it's not just about apps that your employees use. Increasingly, businesses are managing apps with all kinds of users interacting with them, including customers, partners, and so much more. And also, apps are being used on all kinds of devices. So they need to be managed and secured on all those devices, and increasingly even IoT. In Azure AD, we track 1.4 million active applications that our customers interact with. And really, it's a very diverse, active, and actually fast-growing app ecosystem with apps that really come from all walks of life. And you might ask, so how can you support such a diversity of the ecosystems, of the app ecosystem? And one of the ingredients, of course, is our focus on standard support to make sure we can meet you where you are in terms of the apps that you need to run in your business, as well as the systems that you need to run as well. Okay, so let's go back to what does it mean to have one control plane for all the applications. Let's start with cloud applications. You probably have a bunch of those. They can include SaaS applications or custom-built applications that are developed either by your own organization or by external vendors. and they can be integrated either directly by the developer, and that can be done using the Microsoft authentication libraries, but they also can just come from anywhere, and you should be able to take an application built by someone else and just integrate it in or with Azure AD. And then, of course, you'll have legacy applications, which typically are the ones that you would run in a hybrid environment, and they can be secured with Azure AD application proxy or Azure AD domain services or application delivery controllers. And this week, we are announcing 3 new partnerships with Zscaler, Akamai, and Citrix, in addition to our existing partnership with F5 Networks. Okay, so now that we've covered what types of applications we're talking about, like when we say integrations, like what do we mean? And usually this comes down to these categories of integrations. First of all, of course, what's important is ability to sign in and SSO users. In our ecosystem, that can be accomplished through federated SSO, password SSO, of course, natively built applications that use Microsoft authentication libraries provide the richest set of SSO scenarios. And you can also build B2C applications that sign users in a broad, in a context of B2C, including other types of identities, such as social identities, for example. Beyond SSO, applications built natively on our platform can leverage rich data about your users and your organization through APIs such as Microsoft Graph. And of course, it's done securely. We'll show you a few things about that. Beyond accessing data, there's also user and group provisioning, which can be achieved through scheme-based integrations. And based on certain scenarios, you can also use webhooks and Delta Query in Microsoft Graph for natively built applications. And then authorization includes groups and app roles for managing access, as well as for applications that access data in Microsoft Services, granular permission model, which we will talk about soon. Okay, so now that we know what an integration is, what are the benefits of those applications that have performed these integrations as part of being in this one control plane for all apps? First of all, you get the benefits of increased user productivity because users can find and discover these applications where they work. That means in the Office application launcher and gallery, often in the Office applications where users work, such as Teams or SharePoint, as well as in the My Apps user experience through direct hyperlinks and so on. So the apps are really at the user's fingertips. You can also efficiently delegate user requests to the business. Now, to manage risk, you get really one entry point for all authentication policies and for securing all applications in data, which also helps address compliance requirements because it essentially is one place to understand and control application access and provides one source of truth for auditors. And then reduction of costs comes from the fact that by migrating apps to Azure AD, you get to reduce or eliminate the cost of on-prem infrastructure, which over time you hopefully get to decommission. You also reduce support costs that come from users needing support for running applications, and you do this by providing self-serve workflows, and then also monitoring usage and reducing waste that comes from unused application licenses. I'm going to hand over to Jeff to show you how to discover applications eligible for integrations, how to migrate them, and how users can easily use them.
Thanks, Agnieszka. So for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to be signed in as Tim Perkins. Tim is an IT admin at F128 Photography, and he's part of a group that is responsible for managing all of F128's identity infrastructure. His team specifically focuses on app integrations, and one of Tim's current projects is migrating apps from ADFS on-prem to Azure AD, which is part of F128's strategy to move entirely to the cloud, which will help them reduce costs and decrease complexity. So, in order to help Tim, I'm happy that we're announcing today preview of ADFS Application Insights, and I want to show that to you right now. So we've got this report here that's powered by Azure AD Connect Health running on-prem with ADFS. It runs a bunch of tests and discovers all the applications integrated with ADFS, and then assesses how quickly and easily those apps can be migrated to Azure AD. If an app shows up as green, all the tests passed, and it's ready to migrate with just a few clicks. If an app shows up as yellow, it doesn't mean it can't be migrated. It just means that this is something that, as an admin, you might have to spend a little extra time on in order to make sure the migration goes smoothly. So let's take an example of one of those, and we're going to dig into this app here, and we can see that there's a claims transformation rule in ADFS that uses some complicated regex. Now, this can be migrated. You may just have to use one of the functions that we provide in Azure AD to make sure this claim gets mapped over smoothly. Now let's take a look at an app where all the tests pass, Dropbox. We're going to jump in here, and we can see we're all green all the way down. And we can take a look at a similar claims transformation where we're transforming email address into name ID, and we can see that that is fully supported by Azure AD today and is ready to just be migrated over as is. So let's go ahead and migrate Dropbox. So I'm going to come over here to the new preview of our new and improved app gallery. And before I find Dropbox, I want to show you that we have these cool search filters here where you can find apps that support different SSO protocols, like OpenID Connect and SAML, and you can filter down by apps that support automated user and group provisioning. Now, I already know that I'm looking for Dropbox, so I'm just going to type it in here. There it is. And I can see, yep, it supports provisioning and SAML SSO, along with a couple other types of SSO. Now, I've already created the Dropbox app in this tenant. I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to go ahead and proceed to set up SSO. I've got some basic SAML metadata filled in here, and I do want to show you that claims transformation that we mapped over from ADFS. And you can see here that basically, the reason we need to do this is the user principal name that we're using in F128 inside Dropbox uses the f128.onmicrosoft.com suffix. But my UPNs in Azure AD use a custom domain, f128.info. In order for users to successfully sign in to Dropbox using Azure AD, the name ID claim in the SAML token Azure AD issues has to match exactly to the UPN in Dropbox. So what I'm going to do here is I'm extracting the user's email prefix. I'm joining it with the verified domain, f128.onmicrosoft.com, and making sure that that name ID shows up properly in the token. And you can also do all sorts of complex transformations, and you can do multiple transformations at once. This is a pretty straightforward one. All right, so let's go ahead and keep setting up SSO. And I'm going to use our one-click SSO setup feature here. So the SAML cert gets downloaded right from the browser. And then I'm going to get redirected over to Dropbox, where I'm going to sign in with my admin creds. And Azure AD is going to go through the SSO setup process for me. I don't need to go back and forth, copying and pasting URLs, risking errors. It's all just happening right here. And I'm not touching it, I promise. It's going to ask me to upload the cert, which I just downloaded from Azure AD, just like that. And there we go. That's it. So Pretty cool. So I'm redirected back to Azure AD, where I can now test this SSO integration. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to sign in as Tim. And it's going to prompt me to sign in. And it's going to sign in to Dropbox behind the scenes. And there we go. Azure AD successfully issued a SAML token. And I can actually click through to Dropbox to make sure it worked. And now I'm signed into Dropbox with Azure AD. And migration's done. So that went really smooth. But we realized sometimes these things don't go that easily. And you need to do some debugging. How many of you have used Fiddler in the past to debug? Yeah, everybody. To debug these sort of things. So I love Fiddler. Don't get me wrong. However, it can be a lot easier if you're able to do all that debugging directly in the UI where you're already working without having to go run that trace somewhere. So what we do is we allow you to download the SAML request and response right from this page. And we'll actually show you claims in the token, including the critical name ID claim here. And you can see that transform I did worked. And we'll show you a bunch of other token claims. And we'll even show you the token signing certificate that was used. So this can save you a lot of back and forth and really make your life a lot easier when you're troubleshooting these sort of things. So now that I've got Dropbox integrated with AAD and migrated from ADFS, I want to make sure it's available for use by my users in a way where they can find it quickly and easily. So I'm going to use the new Workspaces feature that we announced this week. Workspaces are an easy way for me as an admin to help my end users quickly find and use the apps they need to get their job done. So I've got a couple workspaces here, and I'm going to add Dropbox to the F128 workspace, which is the core workspace we use at F128 for all the apps that are used by most people in our organization. And then we've got a bunch of specialized workspaces as well. So I'm going to add my Ignite demo, Dropbox here. All right. And we'll come back and I'll show you what workspaces look like in a moment. In order to do that, I'm going to switch personas here. I'm going to move over to Phoebe Tyler, who's a program manager at F128. Phoebe works on an engineering team doing product work, but she wants to keep a really close eye on how the experience customers are having with F128's products are. And she does this by working closely with customer support and watching support trends, reading case notes. So it's important for Phoebe to have access to all of her core apps that F128 uses and a specialized set of support tools. But she doesn't want to be overwhelmed by the rest of the apps that are being used across the org that are great apps, but just not relevant for her. So previously, Phoebe might have been using this page. And as you can see, you're probably familiar with this. This is the My Apps portal or the Access panel, if you've been with us for a while. You can see there's a lot of apps here, and a lot of them are really useful, but just not relevant for Phoebe in her day-to-day job. So I'm super excited to be able to show you something that we announced earlier this week, the new and improved My Apps portal. So this is complete with integration with the Workspaces feature I showed you a moment ago. So you can see here, I'm in the F128 workspace, and these are all the core apps at F128. I've also got the support workspace, which has those specialized tools that Phoebe needs to use when she's working with support and making sure our customers are having a good experience. So I could launch these apps directly from here, but Phoebe might spend more of her time in Office. So you can come over to the Office portal, and you can see a bunch of apps that are recommended for Phoebe to start using. But she doesn't see the app that she wants in this list. Now, the app that she's looking for is the F128 dashboard. This is a simple status dashboard that all the program managers at F128 use every day to keep an eye on the health of the business. And this is a particularly interesting app because it's been with F128 for a very long time. It's near and dear to their hearts. But it is a decade old. It doesn't support any authentication at all, never mind modern authentication with things like MFA and conditional access. And it's running in their on-premises infrastructure and was previously secured simply by being on the intranet. And if you're with us in this session, you probably know that that is, at this point, pretty much Stone Age level security. So what F128 did is they put that dashboard app behind Azure AD App Proxy. Now, users can find the app directly from this portal, doing a quick search, and with one click, they get SSO into the app using all of the modern protocols and all of the awesome security features that Azure AD provides, and they can do all this outside the corporate network, just by putting this behind Azure AD App Proxy. And you can come back and see here that now that Phoebe launched that app, it shows up in her gallery here, as well as the Office Apps Launcher. So it's always one click away whenever she knows she needs to use it, and she can be productive while still working securely by using Azure AD.
Oh, you're not done. Switch too soon.
There we go. So in that demo, I showed you the one-click SSO feature with Dropbox, but we do have this available for more than 50 apps. This is up from merely 4 about a year ago this time, and we are adding these. We're continuing to add these really quickly. If you have apps that you want to see support features like this, please let us know, and we want to make sure we get them richly integrated.
Thank you. I'd like to switch context to security and share with you just a few of many things we're doing to help you secure the application ecosystem in your organization. And I really just scratched the surface here. Let me start with the philosophy we have in Microsoft Identity that apps are people too. Like, what do we mean by that? Well, applications in many ways behave like users. They have identities, they have credentials they are assigned to roles. They have access to a lot of things and they can do things. So treating application identities and auditing them on a regular basis and managing them and setting policies is as important as what you're doing for our users and their identities. Let me share a couple of statistics we find interesting. So the average or typical organization has about 140 applications that are being used by their users, and those are the ones that the organization knows about and manages. But the statistic on the bottom right, the 80%, says that 80% of users report using applications that the organization doesn't know about and doesn't manage. And we sometimes call it the shadow IT problem. The other thing that we find interesting is that 87% of users are allowed by their administrators to consent to applications. And you say, well, is that a lot or is that not a lot? Well, it feels like a testament to the importance of applications and what they bring to business productivity, which is why organizations allow users to consent. But in situations where the user runs into admin consent as a blocker that increases that lower number of users trying to bypass those requirements. So today, I'll show you a couple of things we're doing to help you achieve both security and productivity. Okay. So let's start with the first topic, which is how to integrate applications securely with granular permissions. I'm specifically talking about applications that access data, where a developer needs to request certain permissions to access some amount of data for the application to run. And of course, we want developers to use minimum necessary permissions. We call it the principle of least privilege. So we have been working hard to make more granular permission scopes available for these entities or resources behind Microsoft Graph. But of course, it's a journey. We're continuing to do this. So you will see more and more granular permissions, and you should encourage your developers to use them, and you should audit applications to make sure that they are indeed using minimum necessary permissions for the scenario. Now, an example of how this manifests itself is in our documentation, you will see permissions listed in order of least privilege. If you're building, say, a people picker control, it really doesn't need to read your whole directory with all of its data. It really just needs basic user profile, and that's what it should be using. Okay, topic number 2. We are changing our model to help you and your user gain confidence by being able to tell good or vetted apps from unknown or potentially suspicious or malicious applications. And we're doing this by investing in domain verification, publisher verification, and app certification. So, for example, a user will see a consent screen, and if the application comes from an unverified source, the user will see that it says unverified. That should give them pause. They can get more information. If the application comes from a verified domain, then you see the domain name, and again, that's a signal that it's probably safe. We're also introducing, or would like to let you know that we're about to introduce in preview verified publisher. So a user will see a checkbox next to, or checkmark next to the publisher name. When they click on it, they will see that the publisher has been verified, meaning that Microsoft confirms that the publisher is indeed who they say they are. Okay, the next topic is certification. So at Ignite, we have some announcements in other sessions that go into more detail about this, but we are introducing a certification program, and some applications are beginning to already go through it, where we will certify applications for the, to make sure that they go through or that they follow guidelines with regards to application security, development, operational, and deployment security, data privacy and security, as well as industry compliance requirements. And we'll be adding more and more to this program. It starts with Teams. And there's more applications we noticed were showing up as going through this. Okay, the next thing is leveraging conditional access policies for applications. Conditional access is this powerful engine we run to analyze and identify risk related to authentication sessions. We do this at huge scale in real time. We ascribe then, risk profile to each authentication session, and based on policies you set, a user may then need to either step up or sign in stepped up authentication requirements, or perhaps be blocked from accessing access altogether. So we keep evolving this process. It is becoming increasingly relevant to applications. We are introducing report-only mode for policies, so you will be able to anticipate and manage behavior of an application before policies are enforced. So it's a test mode, so to speak. We're also making the conditional access model more powerful. Now you'll be able to set policies on for user risk conditions and configure IPv6, and that is coming to public preview soon. My fourth topic has to do with what we call resource-specific consent, starting with Teams. It's currently in private preview, coming to public preview soon, and the problem is this. We keep hearing about this a lot from people, that when a user needs to run an add-in for Teams, today you have to grant them permission to read and write to all teams and actually all other types of groups in your organization. And that is quite invasive, right? So a user would usually see this experience that admin first of all, admin consent is required. And then secondly, that it's required for all this group-related data. So from now on, users will be able to selectively just grant permission just to that particular team that their add-in depends on. And we do plan to evolve this model beyond just groups and teams. Okay. And the last topic has to do with admin consent workflows, which I'm really happy to say is coming to preview. And this is the problem where a user tries to run an application, and the application requires admin consent. And the user sees the dialog that says, please contact your admin, and they go like, who is my admin? And then what does the user do? Typically, they will do one of three things. They will either forgo using the application and just lose productivity, or they will contact help desk, or they will try to just sign in with their personal credentials, thus kind of increasing that statistic that we talked about earlier of the apps that IT really doesn't know about and can't manage. So we're happy to say that we are creating workflows for users to just automatically direct these requests to the appropriate administrator in the organization. So here I have SurveyMonkey, which I hear is like a really cool app for doing surveys. And I'm signed in with my Azure AD account. So I'm just going to use it to sign into SurveyMonkey. And here it says the approval is required. I need to enter justification. I'd like to understand how things went at Ignite. OK, and then I will send it to my administrator, who, in this case, happens to be standing next to me. That usually not how it works.
All right. So before I show you what the admin experience looks like here, I do want to show you what this used to look like to help reinforce how big of an improvement this is. This is the old screen Agnieszka would have seen when she tried to use SurveyMonkey and to sign in with her Azure AD credentials to create surveys. She got this error message that says, need admin approval. And she was basically told, if you are an admin, sign in with that account. If not, you can go back to the app without doing what you were trying to do in the first place, which is grant consent to add some rich data to the app. And then she would either create a help desk ticket, create some shadow IT, or maybe if she knew who her admin was, send them a frantic text message in the middle of the night saying she really needs to use this app. And the admin would figure out what app it was, what permissions it was asking for, and it could take days and even multiple support cases to Microsoft to track this down and actually unblock users. Now, instead of that, after she sends that request, an admin will either get an email, if they configure it that way, or they can come directly to this queue in the Azure portal and see all of their pending consent requests. And if we refresh this page, we'll see SurveyMonkey there, along with all the other apps that users have been requesting that admins grant consent to on their behalf. So there's SurveyMonkey in our list. We can click it, see some basic details, and see who the users were that requested it. In this case, it's Agnieszka. And we can launch the consent dialog directly from this page. And we can it picks up the permissions that were being requested. So no more adding that all those query string parameters to generate this prompt. If you're familiar with that, it was quite painful. So I can come in and I can review the permissions. And it looks like they are abiding by least privilege, which is awesome. And I will go ahead and grant consent. And Agnieszka is unblocked to sign in to the app. And it's cleared from my queue. So we're very, very happy to be announcing preview of that today. In addition to being reactive and responding quickly to requests, like I did just there. The admins at F128 think it's important to be proactive and to constantly be looking out for signals that their users might be having subpar experiences with the apps that they've integrated with Azure AD and that they're using from other vendors who have natively integrated apps. So all those admins start their day on this dashboard, which is an integration with Azure Monitor workbooks, and can show those admins sign-ins across different applications, risky sign-ins, audit events, sign-in success rates, and all the data they need to quickly see whether things are going well in their environment and know if they have any fires to go put out, or if they can keep making progress on that ADFS migration project on that given day, for example. Now, if an admin wants to dig deeper into the area of consent and permissions and understand what permissions have been granted, what users are blocked, they can come over to this new app consent audit workbook that we have here. They can see the top permissions that have been requested by OAuth apps in their environment. They can see what apps have been signed into and consented to recently that are using these permissions. And they can see the top apps where users are blocked. And we see SurveyMonkey there in this list. And this can help the admin prioritize which apps they want to go investigate and do their due diligence on and decide whether they want to grant admin consent on behalf of all their users or not. In addition to the admins at F128 wanting to make sure users are having a good experience acquiring apps that require consent, they also want to make sure that they're having a smooth experience signing into apps they already have access to. So for this, they can use our sign-in Azure AD application activity insights, and they can look at the sign-in reports here, and they can see sign-in success rates by app, and then they can dig in a step further and come here and they can see reports specifically for Azure Portal in this case, and an admin might say to themselves, well, users should have access to the Azure Portal. People need that to get more work done. Why are they not getting access to it? And they can scroll down and they can see a bunch of people just messed up their username or password, which is expected. But then they can also see this one is really interesting, that a bunch of users have tried to sign into the portal, but they haven't completed MFA registration yet. And in this case, it's required to access the Azure Portal for everybody in F128. So the admin might take this information and use it to send out an email campaign to everyone who hasn't completed MFA registration yet and make sure they have a better experience and can actually access the Azure Portal in the future securely. So last but not least, as far as our demos go, we've talked a lot, and we've shown you a lot of UI here, which is all awesome. We're doing some great stuff here. But we know that a lot of admins and power users and even end users need to use programmatic access in order to scale, do things efficiently, and extend what we've built out of the box. So we are very happy to announce today that our Applications API is now generally available in Microsoft Graph. So it's been added to the v1.0 version of Microsoft Graph. And this API can be used to create new apps and manage apps that have been registered in your organization. We also have a companion API for this for service principals. We're putting the finishing touches on that as we speak, and you should see that going to GA very, very soon. So let's take a quick look at the Applications API over here in Graph Explorer. I'm going to make sure I'm signed in. And I'm going to type in applications here. And I get this nice, big, long JSON response. And this is useful, but there is quite a bit of data here. But there's a lot of depth, which is great. But in this case, I'm just doing a scoping exercise. I want to see what apps have been registered in my tenant. So I'm going to use a select query parameter, and I'm going to filter by display name and app ID. And now I can see just the names and the app IDs of all the apps that have been registered in my tenant. And I can figure out if I want to go do a deeper investigation of any of these. This just gets me an idea of what's going on. And there's a lot more you can do with this that we would love to show you if we had more time. All right. So thus far, we've shown you how you can use Azure AD to help mitigate risk, address compliance concerns, reduce your costs, and improve user productivity all securely. But it's one thing for Jessica and I to talk to you about all this and to show you demos. But none of this is really any good if it's not helping out customers in the real world. So I'm very excited to be joined on stage by Andy Martinez, who is a manager of IT integrations at Mattress Firm, which is the largest mattress retailer in the nation with over 2,600 retail locations. Welcome, Andy.
Thank you. Welcome.
And they are doing a lot of cool stuff with Azure AD.
Yes, we are.
So to get started, can you tell me a little bit about why, in general, you're using AD for app integrations and what your journey has been to get to this point?
Sure. I think to start off with, we realized that we needed to look at an identity provider when, and this may not be a unique story to me, but we're having to log into like 15 different applications in a given day. They were all manual, so we were having to memorize these passwords. So that really began the journey in looking at an IDP solution. And Azure actually wasn't the first one we looked at. We used a well-known cloud identity provider, but then we actually found out that we had the licensing to move to Azure AD, and we ended up saving about $180,000 in the process.
So can you tell me a little bit about the types of apps that you use at Mattress Firm?
Sure. So we have a mixed bag. We have a lot of SaaS applications on-prem. To name a few, like Workday for our HR system, Sharewell for our ticketing system, Tableau for reporting, and some other applications as well.
Wow, that sounds like it might be quite the challenge to manage. How has Azure AD helped you there?
So it has really become the single pane of glass. I think we had about 150 applications to start off with, but it's really just been a godsend in getting all our apps managed in there.
Wow, that is a lot of apps. How do you make sure that the right users get the right access to the right apps at the right time?
Sure. So what we do is we have a combination of job title security groups and department security groups. And that's a really effective but simple way to make sure that our users have the access they need. So, for example, somebody in our e-com department would automatically get access to Citrix, but if their title is inside sales, we would also provision them with Salesforce access and chat abilities in Salesforce.
Cool. So it sounds like you've used a lot of our out-of-the-box capabilities. Have you done any custom integrations to extend what we have in Azure AD?
We have. So we've done some pretty cool stuff with the Graph API. So in the past, before we started using Teams, we had individual email accounts for our stores. And then we started looking at that. It was kind of unmanageable. Our service desk was having to create these accounts. When our stores closed, they just got left out there. There's email addresses out there nobody was managing anymore. So we really started looking at a process that we could use with the Graph API, where we're actually creating these Teams-enabled groups in Azure, and then adding the employees to the team automatically. And that's all through the Graph API.
That's great. So in general, what's your process to onboard a new app?
Sure. So usually what we'll do is look at the application gallery. And for the more complex apps like Salesforce, they need provisioning. We want to make sure we follow those guides on there. It's really great. Some of the non-gallery applications, they still support SAML, OpenID, those sorts of things. And if you're running into trouble, you can always reach out to the Microsoft team. They're there. If you need an app onboarded, they can get those added in there.
Yeah, the team can work directly with you and with ISVs you're working with to make sure those apps get natively and richly integrated. So if you have more apps that you want to make sure are added, please let us know, and that goes for all of you. So what about on-prem apps that don't support all these modern protocols?
Yep. So we actually have one. It's called the status page. It's just an open source application that gives the status of like if our reports are down and things like that. But it doesn't require you to authenticate. So what we did is we stuck it behind the application proxy, and now we can use conditional access policies. If you're on the network, it just lets you right in. If you're off the network, it's going to require you to authenticate with your Azure account, and also two-factor and things like that.
That's great. So it sounds like Azure AD really is the place to connect all your apps.
It really is, and what I love is that the business is now coming to us to onboard more and more apps because we're not the roadblock anymore. We've become pretty efficient at it. It's quick, it's easy, we just get in there and get it done, and the business is able to continue being productive.
That's what it's all about. So to wrap up, sounds like you're getting a lot of value out of our existing functionality. Is there anything that you've seen here at Ignite this week that you're looking forward of going back and trying out?
Absolutely. So the admin consent workflow, right now we actually stop all of those third-party apps. They are coming to me in Teams and things like that. So I really want to try that out. And then also looking forward to setting up the new My Apps experience. Right now we have it's just all the apps are showing on there. So setting up those workspaces for my org is just going to be great.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Andy.
Thank you.
Andy Martinez, Tiger Team at Mattress Firm. Thank you.
I know we're running short on time, so just to close, a couple of things that we would recommend you do next. Do what Jeff showed, integrate apps, and it's really easy. Talk to your developers about building apps natively to integrate with Azure AD. Pay attention to security and permissions in particular. Educate your users about, apps are everywhere, but also pay attention to granting consent and whether or not apps come from verified sources. Do use capabilities of Azure AD to set policies. I barely touched on conditional access, but there's so much more with governance, dynamic groups, provisioning, and so on. And then use data to inform your business. Showed a few things where data is available to you for decision making. You should use it, iterate, adjust, and apply that to permissions and managing access. Okay, won't go through this, but we have compiled a list of docs that hopefully might be helpful for you. Okay, it's like photos.
And the
Photo
slides will be
opportunity.
posted, by the way.
Slides will be posted, but I'll just make sure you can take the photo if you find that useful. And a bunch of other identity sessions we might recommend that would go deeper into a variety of topics. Okay, another photo opportunity. Okay, please evaluate the session. Hope you enjoyed it and that was helpful. And yeah, standard closure slides. And I want to thank you very much on behalf of Jeff and myself.
Thank you for being here.